only two, right?
Where to?
The plan is we're going to put the greenhouse along here. Did Kevin tell you? No. Okay. Sarah, watch your foot.
Don't go in the pond.
Careful. Okay, so we're going to put a greenhouse along here, this way.
Right.
Then
Here.
it's 8 by 12, and we want to make sure that it doesn't go into the Lee's property.
Right.
And we measure it, and it should work. Can align it from here, just like that. You think that's possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had to move stuff out of the way.
All right. Yeah, we can pull it out. What should we do? Pull it out right now? Okay.
Yeah. 8 by 12, right?
Well, the greenhouse is 8 by 12.
Yeah.
So it should fit this whole
Yeah,
area.
what I'm saying is we got to come out 12 feet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good?
So I'll just take the dirt here and push this way.
What
And
do you-
level it out here.
As long as push this
And
way?
then take the stones up.
Do you think it's better if the dirt is that way, or how does it work?
I can put it anywhere.
Okay.
Got half your flowers?
Oh, it's okay. I'll put it right here.
Yeah.
Thank you. It'll come off. So, yeah, it's okay. I think the tractor will get it. Alright guys, so today is the 21st of November. It's a Thursday and it's freezing here. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. And we're running out of time. We want to put the greenhouse here. So I got my neighbor to come and level the ground for us. So ini punya greenhouse. Dan kalau tahun mau saya perlu na kaya mendap nanti pay money saya kita April. So lah ni តើនេះជិតខាងគេមកជួយដាក់ដីឲ្យរៀបគេយកមានត្រាក់ទូចមួយហ្នឹងគេមកធ្វើដីឲ្យរៀបឲ្យយើងគេដោះលបងចេញមកចំហៀងមកពីដាក់ greenhouse កន្លែងណាត្រាក់ហ្នឹងឯងទិញឈើ we bought all the logs already for the frames and here's the greenhouse supplies got this about 2-3 weeks ago it's been opened by my husband and those are my lotus plants that we're going to store in the greenhouse. Sorry for the plane, too much plane here. So I got some pomegranate tree that I'm overwintering. ដើមក៏ទៅមានពីដើមយកមកពីកលីមក Got this from California. Actually, my friend gave it to me. We got it as like little saplings. About 4 years old. It's been here. Yeah, almost 5 years maybe, because we've been here 5 years. This is tangerine tree. But yeah, so we're gonna put our stuff in the greenhouse. But the long, I didn't even get to harvest any of my sweet potato plants because I was busy working. The long egg ngọt octic man dot the long kai the long cup the long egg man ngọt nó ngay là có ai trâu trâu tiền right there. And I got the Didn't even get to harvest these peppers as well. It's dying. Yeah, so I'm excited. We're going to put a greenhouse finally. I'm grateful for my neighbor, Gary. Sanang ban min chit khang no bet ke chui. Mình atrak tụi mồi má mình cái cá ấy phân quạt tới oi thậm tịnh tụi tới bàn nó cả mà chui rồi. Okay, so we're gonna use a chain.
All right. Just hold that over the fence for a minute. I'll move the tractor over close to it.
Okay. So here's the area where we're going to put the greenhouse. I'm going to wait for my husband to get home. Hello, chăm cô sa em ở office and cái bông thưa ca. That's it. It's cold and it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Freezing. Yeah, so I took the line. Lotus and Lily. If Lotus are dying, well, they're not dying, but they're going to sleep. Right, yeah. The bong man take the line. We'll get full sun over here, full sun. If we have to, we'll trim that bush down a little bit. If it casts shade, we'll trim it down, and then it should be good. Right, I mean, ngày trăng ngày blue, I mean, អត់មានម្លប់ទេបើមានម្លប់មានម្លប់អាកន្លែងដើមនេះដើមនេះបើសិនណាដើមនឹងធ្វើឲ្យម្លប់ពួកខ្ញុំនឹងកាត់ចេញបន្តិចកុំឲ្យមានម្លប់មកពីកន្លែងដាក់ greenhouse អូយតិចហើយsnow មកហើយ Welcome to Maryland. I want to show you ខ្ញុំប្រាប់អានេះផលិតជូក See, if once I have my greenhouse, I don't have to worry about all this sitting out. But in greenhouses, ស្រួលតែដាក់នៅក្នុងដើមឈូកដើមផលិតនេះយកដាក់ក្នុង greenhouse អស់មកចំណឹកចេញដឹកចូលទេ And of course នេះដាំពីងប៉ោះ tomatoes we have left ចាប់នេះអីងាប់អស់ហើយពីងប៉ោះនោះក៏មិនបានបេះគឺមិនបានអីទេទុកចោលងាប់នៅដើមនឹងអីកកខឹងហ្នឹងនេះជូកមើល oh there's still fish មើលត្រីកូនត្រី go fish នៅហាលនឹងអីមើលជាក់ពេកណាដាក់ថងគ្រាប់មកឲ្យកក I don't know
Got it. Not coming out of there. Well, you picked a nice place for a rock. Yeah. It was a bit more expensive once. Yeah. Rock, I don't think.
Oh, there's a
Wood.
rock there.
I got part wood. There's not too many rocks right there. That's what it is. So that's as far down as you're going to go.
So the post is sitting on the rock then?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a rock, it's concrete. Seems like it's close though.
Where's that?
Well, it's around the post. Yeah. Because there's a post over there.
Oh, you did it! Hey, we did it! You guys did it!
What? Shit. I'm getting rabbit. Excuse me, people, I didn't mean to say that.
Yay!
And that's it? I don't know. I couldn't sound it. Maybe. Yep, only one way to find out. Yep, that was around the post, what it is. The post's still there, Kevin. Yeah? Yeah. There's a post over there.
Oh yeah. So we're actually not far enough this way. For the original anyway.
inside.
Oh yeah.
About 2 foot. If that.
Yeah. That should be good.
That's good.
Oh man.
Our a little bit taller than what you got over there.
Yep.
It's just about right.
Yeah. If we're going to keep going, we can only do another couple inches.
Yep.
So, gotta go this way, right there. Right there. So that's right there. Check the level. So now that this post is in, this corner is the point off of which the whole rest of the foundation of the greenhouse is going to be based. Because now we know how close this needs to be. It just means that this whole track is going to have to get re-rolled and shoveled out. So.
Three more.
Oh, we got a few more, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I mean, we got some leveling to do. So unfortunately, my wife forgot to hit record, so we want to just keep you up to speed on what we did. Because our greenhouse is 8 feet by 12, we wanted to maintain that for the base. These boards right here come at 8 feet. So I measured the width of this, which was 5.5 inches. So I cut 11 inches off of these boards to compensate for the two side boards. And then I laid them down. And I started off by leveling the first long board over there, and then started lining up the side boards. And once I got it level to how I was satisfied, then I put in 2 lag bolts on each corner. So I just drove these 2 lag bolts, and they're, you know, about, I think they're like 7 or 8 inches long, so they should go, you know, fairly deeply into these boards just to hold it together. And so basically I just repeated with each board. And then once I did that, I just came in and backfilled the rocks just to make sure that it filled in all the gaps underneath, and that's where we're at. So once I got all of the 4 corners bolted in, then I went in and I measured from the very tip to the opposite corner, and then did both sides just to see if they were the same. As long as they're the same length, then your structure's square. So now the next step is to actually start putting the greenhouse on it. Again, just want to apologize for not being able to record the foundation. We've gotten a couple questions about how we did it. So to clarify, so the 4x6s are not cemented into the ground. To again repeat the process, all we did was we rototilled out where they were going to be lying on the ground just to make it easier to shovel out the trenches, and then we backfilled it with the pea gravel. We just poured it in. There's no locking agent or anything like that. And then once we had the boards cut to size and in basic position, then we just took gravel out. We added gravel underneath, just depending on what we needed to do to get it to level out. So once it was basically level, then I sunk the lag bolts through the one board to lock the other one in place. And then once I had all 4 corners lag bolted in, then I went back and I leveled it again just to make sure that we had all of the corners were the same length, measuring from kitty corner to kitty corner, and then making sure that everything was level in both directions. So again, it's not concreted to the ground. It's not like, sunk down. The gravel should have enough give in it so that way you don't have to worry about the ground freezing or anything else like that. So that's how they screw on. Just on the corner, the piece is going to go in, and then you just screw the corners in. One of the things I've noticed though, the drill holes are not clean. Like there's burrs on them.
You need 2? Yeah, B11. This is like IKEA stuff, you guys. Put it together like IKEA furniture. B2 and...
Here's another B2 door. They don't label all of them.
It's the door frame.
Yeah. We need to take the plastic piece off.
Yeah, put it in the frame. Tell you what, guys, this is kind of flimsy. Here, it's not going, yeah. There we go. Yeah. push it in to lock. Yep. It's holding it.
Yeah. Well, and then when you turn this, but like I said, I don't know. I guess there's.
Yep. It holds. Here, go ahead. Okay. Does it match now?
Yep.
Okay, so the key is you have to make sure that the hole on the rod matches with the hole here and up here in order to align things up. The instruction, the direction from the book is a no-go. It's wrong. Yeah.
Now those line up.
Lights in. Yay. Sorry guys, we have so much planes in this area.
All the burrs, see down in there, shards of metal.
Mm-hmm.
They get caught.
Don't cut your finger.
They get caught on the plastic.
And I hope this greenhouse bowl would hold Maryland's wind, you guys. They're losing the sunlight. Gotta make the whole match, babe. Well, this greenhouse is going to cast a lot of privacy from our neighbor, that's for sure.
Oh, this is cute. They don't say how you put them on. Like if it goes on this way or if it goes on this way.
Picture don't show?
That's all we got.
You know what? Here, that thing right there shows like it's going up. We lost the sun. Okay.
Just does not want to go all the way through.
In?
Yep.
We got it in. And then that corner is in. Sorry guys, it's dark, but the side frame is set in. The side frame is set in place. Sorry that it's dark now. Another side of the frame, of the side frame. Alright guys, so we're gonna put the side windows. No,
Yeah.
the walls.
Yeah, the walls. We were gonna call it a night, but this thing's still really flimsy.
I want to finish it.
The wind picks up. Where we're at, we get really windy, especially sometimes at night. They'll just howl and howl. So we don't want to wake up tomorrow to have a collapsed greenhouse burn.
I want to finish it. Are we not supposed to put that first?
No, it's like the instructions said to do.
Put the frame on
It
first.
just seems like it's way too long.
Or is it going this way, babe? But where's the small bars?
The bars are right here. You put the panel in, then you put the bar in. You go sideways.
You don't look right.
No, not at all.
I think it might be go this way. Maybe we should take it off and then
That won't make a difference. I got it in. It's not going to go down that deep. See? It's sliding in. It's bottoming out.
can we have it backward? This backward?
No, because it only goes on one way with the clips. Well, actually, that wouldn't. I would say this is sinking down, but it's not going to be sinking down towards the side.
This greenhouse is a pain to put together.
So, what we noticed was that these panels, there's a little lip that these panels sit in, right? But what we noticed was up here, the lip, what appeared to be the lip, is not the lip. It doesn't line up with it over here. So at first we were thinking that the panels were too long, or maybe that we put this piece in wrong or something like that, because the instructions are absolutely not helpful at all. So as you can see, this does not fit in at all, the way that you think it does. So what we realized is that you're supposed to put the bottom in a little slot, and you put the side in, but this goes in front of this piece of metal.
Yeah, it goes in front.
Not behind it or underneath it.
Yeah, it just sits against it. Outside. In open.
Yep, and then once you get that in,
Just like so. It doesn't tuck on anything, the top part. Because everything else about this thing tucks in nicely except the walls. And that's why we were just confused for a little bit.
and again, the instructions did not help at all.
And you put the bar in for the frame. The one hole goes on the bottom, and then there's two holes that goes on the top.
Well, that's what we think, because again, the instructions don't say. So we're hoping that we're getting it in correctly.
Two holes on the thing we're putting on top. But I think it's going to be right. Okay. One more wall. So it saves the middle for last.
Instructions said to. You wouldn't be able to get it in on the corner.
Alright. So save the middle for last, you guys. The instruction actually right this time. Oh wow, it's a lot steady. Steady.
Much steadier.
Much steadier. There we go. Okay. Woo, pretty good. Not flimsy anymore. It is coming along great. Sorry we lost the sun. But it is what it is. Okay, now we're putting the roof on. I like this window. Well, we got the last panel in.
So I think we're good now. Call it a night. I don't think we're going to have any issues with wind. We were concerned that the wind would potentially catch these windows and
Rip it off.
break them off. So we decided to put this roof on to hopefully prevent that from happening. And I think we're good. I don't think the wind's going to be able to catch underneath it and take it off.
Yeah. Shoot. 7 o'clock at night. And got the roof in. Okay, that's the gutter.
Plenty of silicone there, and you're supposed to screw it in.
Yeah, it screws in, but yeah, just kind of crazy.
Then put your pipe down and
route it away.
3-way.
Just lays like so. And that's it. Oh, there's the gutter. We're almost done. Almost done.
Following the instructions, it would have been nice if the instructions had said, hey, put this in before you put this panel in, so that way you actually have room to work.
Okay, windows are all done. Gutters in. Walls are all closed up. Now all we have left is the door. And the sun is leaving us again. Let's go look at the sunlight. Sunset. It's starting to set again. There's the door. Good job, babe. Okay, all done. Oof. Yeah. Looking good.
So there's 2 in each corner. This isn't sinking it down to the thing.
To the foundation?
Right. This is just making the structure stronger.
Okay.
I mean, they're lined up pretty well.
Okay.
Not perfectly, but I think I think we'll be okay. And we were right. Screw a hole on the top.
Make sure the 2 hose stays up here, not down there.
See, what I notice is that bar doesn't have a hole in the middle, but this one does. But this one has this bar.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. They're smart.
Going to be structurally strong. This is going to make it really strong.
For Maryland's win?
I would say so.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We're losing sunlight again, you guys. Just don't have enough time. We work the 8 to 5. Sunsets at 4:45. That's just it. Putting a brace on. 1 down. And
Like 16 more to
not
go.
many to go.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Last 2 pieces.
Yay. And that's the top.
It'll be interesting to see how well these panels hold up against the weight of the snow.
That's true. Hopefully the snow just slides down and not break the gutter. Oh no, the gutter is a little bit flimsy. Yeah, we'll figure it out. See if it's gonna withstand Maryland's wind and snow.
Yeah, I don't think the wind is going to be an issue. And obviously, if it gets hit with a tornado or something, but
The
even
snow,
a big heavy
maybe.
gust, I don't think it's going to be a problem. The snow is what I'm a little more concerned about.
Yeah, because it's kind of soft and light. It's not glass.
Yeah. It wasn't sturdy before. It will be now. All right, all done.
One more step though.
One more, yeah. One more step.
We'll do that tomorrow.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Sun's gone. And we're going in.
Sweating here. It's crazy hot.
Is it hot in there? The sun's gone.
There it is. That's a completed greenhouse. Alright guys, so we finished up getting it assembled last night, and we came out today, and the wind had picked up at some point over the night, and it wasn't really bad enough for us to notice while we were inside, but even then it still took the greenhouse and slid it almost halfway off of the foundation. So the wind is definitely going to be a potential issue because we can get much stronger winds than what we've had today, and it's been sliding around all day. So to solve this, I went down and bought a real basic L bracket here, and so we've now gone through and measured out and centered on the foundation the greenhouse, and so it's basically right where we want it to be. And so I'm going to just put the L bracket down and screw it into place. The L brackets come with these standard screws, but just to make sure that we have an extra amount of grip, I also bought these screws, and so we're going to sit 2 of these screws into the foundation, just so that way it gives extra grip into the foundation itself. So now with that, the next step is we'll take a drill and we're going to drill pilot holes, and then we'll use the standard screws to go into grab the side of the greenhouse. And if we find that, I mean, that should be more than enough to hold it in place, we're going to do 3 on each side of the long foot or the long side, and we'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 in the short sides just to
Make sure it don't move.
make sure it doesn't move and warp out of place, but really it should be sufficient. That ain't going nowhere.
Close that because we have our dog. We don't want her out.
Alright guys, so here we are on day 4, I think, or 5, something like that. So basically the greenhouse is now fully assembled, and we even have it bolted down to the foundation so the wind can't slide it back and forth or off of its foundation. So the next thing that we're going to start doing is we're going to put some caulking, some silicone in this joint where the panel feeds into the frame, and we're doing that for a couple of reasons. So the primary reason, now we're not necessarily planning on heating our greenhouse, but if we do in the future, that's going to help make heating it much more efficient because air won't be able to pass in and out of these joints. The other reason that we're putting in, which is kind of the more primary reason why we're putting it in now, is because as the wind blows, and as we said, we live in a very windy area, these panels are flexible. And so if the wind blows super hard, it'll cause the panel to push inward and it'll pop out of the braces, and then the panel will lose. Likewise, the wind will not only necessarily push it in, but it'll try to pull it out. And so by putting the caulking along the sides, it acts as somewhat of a glue to help make that panel stay in place. So we're going to go ahead and just run that now, and that will help significantly with keeping the panels in place, and then also with heat in the event that we'd ever decide to heat the greenhouse. So we got this just from any big box store, and this is just like an all-purpose, like, you know, window and door all-purpose silicone. It's 100% waterproof. The main things you want to look for is the freeze and sunproof, and you want to look for the same-day rain ready. That's the stuff that's going to work really well. We unfortunately bought the white color. We should have bought the clear color. It would have looked a little bit prettier, but in the grand scheme of things, we don't really care because we didn't buy it to make it look pretty. We bought it to be effective. So it's going to get dirty anyway, so we don't really care. But like I said, if I had the choice and if I was there purchasing it again, I would have paid attention to what color we were picking up. So anyway, real simple. We're just gonna put it right up in there. Now remember, this one doesn't attach along the top, so we're just gonna go right up to the top of this and start feeding the silicone in. Okay, now once that's done, what I typically do is I'll do the whole panel, like the sides and the bottom, and then I'll use my finger just to come back and run up the bead just to make sure that it squishes into the gap between the panel and the bracket. Okay, and of course you're going to have a little bit of overflow, and again, that's where I was saying like the clear would have been better because that would have been a little less obvious, but nonetheless, that's what we're doing. So now we're just going to do the whole side, and then for the roof, because I'm not tall enough to reach all the way up there on these joints, we're going to do the roof from the inside. Do the same thing, you just look to where it feeds into the bracket, and we're just going to put the caulking, the silicone, right up in there, and squeeze a bead. And then we'll continue up along the walls.
I think it's a lot easier doing it from the inside because you don't have to lean forward trying to break the...
And risk falling into your greenhouse and through your panels. I'm just going to make sure that it gets squished in and forms a decent seal.
Caulking is all done and it's dry. There we go, all over. strong, you guys. It's a little bit shorter than 12 feet. The sun is starting to set again. The day is just too short for a winter project.
No, it's just be flush with the edge.
Oh. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay. Concept of it is that is as far as it can flex. So if the wind's trying to suck it out, it's going to hit that board and it's going to stop.
Yeah, we have strong wind today.
So what will happen is now we're going to put up one of these other metal bars here that's going to do the same thing on the other side. So it's going to serve the exact same purpose, but just on the other side. And that hole is now perfectly in the center. So then we can just drill a hole through here, right, and it will pinch it and keep that side down, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side, and then that'll be plenty strong. So now this is clamping the wood to the outside of the frame, and it's clamping the metal to the inside of the front frame, so that's going to add support no matter which way this goes. There we go. So that one's in. So it's just like that.
Is it in the way? No? It's gonna get snow this Wednesday, and we want to make sure that our roof is not going to collapse.
All right, guys, so here we are. We've pretty well finished up everything. You can kind of see up on top we've got our boards that run across the top, and then of course we have matching boards that go along the sides, and you can see there's bolts in them that go through that help clamp it to the frame of the greenhouse. And on the inside we inserted all of our wood slats to help fill the gap between the panels themselves and the metal bracket. And so we put these slats in here, so now you can see there's, between the wood that's on the inside and the outside, there's very little play. And we've had, since we put this in, we've had multiple windstorms. We haven't had a lot of snow, but nonetheless it was very much so unfazed. So as you can see, we're pretty well done. We have a little bit left to do just on this one strip on the top because of the window. We're wanting to make sure that it's going to be able to still open and close. But outside of that, as far as the walls and everything else goes, we're done. As you know, we put in the base. We put in these L brackets here. So we have 3 L brackets along the long sides, and then we have 2 L brackets along the short sides, including next to the door. As you can see, we have the just 1 L bracket here, 1 L bracket there, and again, this just to make it to where as the wind's blowing, the wall itself is not going to really move. We came in earlier today. It's here we are in late December. Actually, fairly warm day. We're in the 50s here, so I came in and I leveled out all of the dirt for the most part. So that way now our greenhouse is pretty much ready to go. We're going to go ahead and start moving some plants in here. Ones that we had them in our garage just to winterize them, but we're going to move them in here to winterize them instead. So then that way it frees up the space in our garage. But for the most part, we're really happy with how it's turned out. Like I said, the stock greenhouse, not overwhelmingly great, but with all the added upgrades and so on and so forth, we're happy with it.
And caulking.
Yep, caulking the sides of the panels. And it's warm in here. I think it would be a good idea just to get a thermometer to see the difference between outside and inside.
Yeah. But the only problem that we have right now is the gap right here on the window, because there's a you could tell there's an opening here. But I think it's a easy fix. We're gonna put some kind of like a
fabric insulation or something, like a foam insulation or something like that, and we'll just line the window with it to close the gap. But like I said, we did run into a little bit of complications. That's why this one's not done yet, because we have to figure out how we're going to put a bar from this one over to the side so it has something to clamp against without preventing the window from being able to open. So that's the last thing we have to do. And then, of course, we'll put like the foam insulation along the windows. But other than that, we're done. I mean, you can see all kinds of condensation on the inside because compared to outside, it's warm in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's show you the outside real fast before we conclude. That's how it look like. It's still not completely done because we need to fix the fence on the side here. This is just a temporary fix.
Yeah, temporary situation for this because the ground is still pretty solid, so we don't want to try to be bogging holes in solid ground. So in the spring, summer-ish, we'll come in and finish this fence. But
thank you. Here it goes.
So as you can see, and you might notice on the back of the greenhouse, we put in the braces, but on the front we did not. And that was only because where we live, the wind typically does not blow from that side. So we just really wanted to get the wind or the greenhouse walls braced up where the wind comes in. So that's where we're at.
So don't mind the uneven wood here because we're just trying to center it with the
not putting the stuff in to make it look pretty. We're putting it in to be effective, and having it be in the dead center of these two support bars was more effective for the back wall, and being in thirds for the side walls was more effective for the sides.
Mm-hmm. And the other side looks that way as well. It's so muddy, I don't want to walk all over, but you kind of get the idea how this greenhouse is finishing up.
Yep. So I mean now
had
it's solid.
Big storm.
The only other things that we got to do, except for that one bar, is get just some type of piping that we can get this drain, this gutter on to where it feeds the water where we want to get it. And I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like a rainwater collection barrel or something like that. So then that way maybe it'll we can then use that to help water whatever we put inside the greenhouse.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it's absolutely solid now. This thing, I mean, it does not wiggle even a little bit. And
I think it looks good.
Upgrades, like I said, we're happy with how it turned out.
Okay, that's it. And then of course, this door needs some kind of a mechanism to hold, because when we're inside there is nothing to hold, so I'm gonna have to ask my husband to put some kind of latch here, keep it closed, because sometimes you don't want it open. But beside that, just minor.
Thinking about maybe putting something along in here to hold it open, so that way, especially if it's windy, it's not just slamming.
It's gonna swing
the door.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I said, a few minor things left to go, but overall, we're really happy with how it turned out.
Okay, here it is. Thank you, babe, for putting it together.
You're welcome.
Greenhouse in Maryland.
All right, guys, so just want to do a quick update on the status of our greenhouse here. So last night we had a really good windstorm. I mean, it was howling last night, and this came out and it was just absolutely rock solid. And so right now it is 10 in the morning. It's 34 degrees outside, and
it's so warm.
Yeah, there's a noticeable difference in here. And in fact, there's a thermometer hanging up.
Oh, let's see.
Right over there. So it's 34 degrees outside and looks to be in the low 50s in here. So I mean, you're talking that's probably a 20-degree difference.
Yeah, it's nice and warm. And here's my lotus plant that I've been wanting to.
Kind of the whole purpose of the greenhouse. So now they're out of the garage and in here. And all we did was we leveled out the dirt and put in a couple of pallets so that way the buckets are actually up off the ground. And I won't be shocked if these plants actually start growing.
It's good if they are, because that's the purpose of having a greenhouse.
Yep.
We transfer them all in here, and then on this side it's just gonna be like a small planter bed for herbs and stuff. Yeah, I think it's gonna be perfect. So warm.
Yep. And as time goes by, because like I said, it's 10 in the morning, so the sun's only been up for a couple hours, and you know, it'll probably get into the mid to upper 50s in here by the afternoon, no problem.
Yeah, it's good.
Despite it only being in the 30s.
Yeah, the wind was very strong. I can actually hear, I think it's a panel that's hitting or something. A wind gust?
Mm-hmm. Oh, even right now it's windy.
Yes. But yeah.
You wouldn't even know it in here, besides the door closing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's gonna hold. We're just gonna wait for a couple more days because we're gonna have snowstorms.
Sunday evening, Monday morning, we're supposed to have a really big snowstorm, so that's going to be a great opportunity for us to test out how structurally sound everything is. But so far, I mean, I'm happy with it. I think it's gonna do its thing.
Yeah, it's strong wind last night, and this thing is still in one piece. Nothing is flying out. Nothing is coming loose. All the panels are still intact.
Yep.
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, nothing's coming out. Yeah, nothing's coming out. It's still in one piece. There's the outside. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna last. Hopefully, we'll find out this coming Sunday when we have the snowstorm. We'll find out if it's gonna really last.